Good morning. This is Sri Primo. And then we're down to four. The semifinals for the 2026 FIFA World Cup are officially here. What started with the 48 team extravaganza across 12 groups finally has boiled down to four teams, the four top teams in the FIFA World Cup rankings. In fact, this is the first time you had one, two, three, four teams in the FIFA World Cup semifinals, which is incredible knowing the fact that this tournament goes back many, many years, since the 30s. So there are two semifinals today. We have France taking on Spain, and then we have Argentina take on England. But before we get to each of these matchups, let's quickly do a quick recap of all the four matches, the quarterfinal matches that we saw. France took on Morocco. Morocco was gave it everything they had. I mean, Morocco was, I think, they're in the top 10 team. The fact that they've already played, very solid teams like Brazil, and then they beat Canada in the pre-quarter finals. And France was definitely the better team. They had everything going for them. I mean, they're much faster than Moroccans, and France was able to win that match easily against Morocco. Out of Spain and Belgium, again, this was a very good matchup as well. Belgium coming on the heels of beating United States. I mean, they completely demolished United States, but Spain was definitely the better team. And Spain could have scored many goals, but they walk away with a win. They move on to take France today. As far as England was concerned, England and Norway, this was a very intriguing matchup going in, because Norway definitely doesn't have a very strong, potent offense, unlike England. But Norway, Jude Bellingham struck, and then Norway was able to equalize. But then Norway had a lot of one opportunity, which I think we could go back and look at it like 100 times, and you would say that the Sorlock should have passed to Holland. But I think Holland came out and said it was all fine. But I do think that from videos, it seemed that the breakaway, they should have easily scored goal number two. Anyway, but Jude Bellingham struck again. England scores, even though the England coach is not that happy. Thomas Tuchel was not that happy, but I think there was some war of words between him and Jude Bellingham. But I think right now they move on to face on Argentina. Argentina, which had a very, very tough time actually against Switzerland. It looked very mediocre performance. It was actually a very the first half was not really up to the standards of what we are used to seeing from Argentina, but they were able to bounce back. And after the game was tied, they were able to score in the closer to the end of the game, score twice. Argentina moves on, so 3-1. So let's quickly go on to today's semifinal between France and Spain. And the kickoff is at 3 p.m. at the Dallas Stadium. And Le Bleu have been absolutely flawless. They have been won all their matches in regulation. Most recently, like I said, dispatching Morocco 2-0. Mbappe is now tied with the tournament lead with 8 goals. They got Dembele and they got Olise, and they're just unstoppable. Um, I definitely think that they are the team to beat, if you ask me. But let's see what happens but they are going against a Spanish team in the La Roja that remains unbeaten too. They drew their opening match against Cape Verde, but ever since that, they are looked much solid. They booked their ticket to Dallas with like I said, victory over Belgium. And they one of the things about Spain is that they are a very highly possession team, which is they try to do that to operate at maximum efficiency. They got Rodri and Pedri. They got, of course, the teenage sensation Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams, who have pace and creativity. So Lamal hasn't scored any goals yet, but having said that, he kind of plays the role of a creator. This was a very tough match for me to pick, and I think both Chris Rogers and I did like a podcast, and I think we'll have to stay with that as well. With my prediction, and again, a lot of these things could change in about 2 weeks, depending on how teams are playing. But at this point of time, I do see France playing the best. They have been flawless, like I said. They've not given other teams any chances to make any kind of a comeback. Mbappe has been running roughshod over defenses, and with the combination of what they have in terms of, I think they're probably of the most complete team, if you ask me, at this juncture of the World Cup, with 6 matches played for all these teams. If you did like a reseeding, I would say France is number one. So it would be tough to pick against France, honestly. And I think Spain is really good, but it's going to be such a great battle, and I'm looking forward to it. And I think France is going to edge Spain out. I think it's going to be a classic battle between possession and transition because Spain is especially great on possession. They want to control the tempo. They want to prevent France from having the ball that much. And one of the things is that, but France, one thing is that they're so quick on the counterattack. They're lethal. And if Spain does indeed push their fullbacks too high, Mbappe, Dembele will exploit the channels on the break. So that's one of the things that they have to be very, very, very about. And I would say, as I mentioned, France hold the edge, while Spain did beat France in the Euro Cup semifinals. I do think that, 2 years removed from it, their ability to score out of anywhere, I think, and they not been doing any extra time, so that gives them fresh legs. Mbappe is the game's big time tiebreaker. I think that'll put them over the top, and I think France makes the final. Meanwhile, the second semifinal, you have England and Argentina at the Atlanta Stadium. And Thomas Tuchel's side has right now navigated pretty dramatic, I would say, exhausting a road. They survived the 2-1 battle against Norway, extra time battle. Uh, Definitely one of the things is that the squad depth that England has with and also the depth of the team with both Jude Bellingham and Harry Kane actually playing really well. They're firing on all cylinders. They have 6 goals each right now at this World Cup. Meanwhile, Argentina are riding the wave, the Messi magic wave. Messi is now tied with Mbappe at the top of the Golden Boot standings with 8 goals. Definitely turned the clock back. It's the swan song for Argentina. This will be probably the last World Cup Messi could play. And of course, we did say that some years ago, but he has since not only played, but he has actually won the cup for Argentina. One thing I did see for Argentina is that they have struggled in times against Switzerland, but they did enough to pull that 3-1 victory. This is going to be a very tactical battle. The midfield composition will decide this game. Declan Rice has been immense for England from a defensive standpoint, and that's something that prevented, when you think about what they did against Norway. Norway had like a couple of opportunities. Of course, one of the goals was phenomenal, but the other one was a breakdown. But other than that, England has been really solid on the defensive side. But the one thing would be is to see how does England's defense hold up against um, Messi dropping in like these half spaces. But if McAllister and Enzo Fernandez can establish any kind of dominance through that England press, they will feed Martinez and Messi in dangerous areas. So that's where I see that. But England also has got Saka, his width and he is so good, like in terms of creating as well. And they have excellent aerial threat as well. One of the things I did see for Argentina, if you look at it, they played against Cape Verde, they won 3-2. They played against Switzerland, they didn't play that well. Egypt, they should have actually lost the game. They were actually down 2-0, and then they came out of nowhere like the phoenix rising from the ashes. But other than that, I do feel that Argentina is a little vulnerable against some of the attack from the set pieces that England has. I This was very difficult to pick. Um, again, going back over the last, during, especially during the knockout stages, which team is the best? I think there's a very narrow edge. I think England has. They have a much deeper squad. They are expected to, kind of. I think they're. I think 54%. I think the betting markets have. But one thing I've learned is that never write up Argentina. They have the tournament pedigree. They got the defensive grit, and of course, they got the one and only Lionel Messi. While everybody from the prediction, everybody, the experts to predict if France and England final, a genius from Messi could easily send the world champions back to New Jersey for the final. I was debating long and hard about who has the edge. I think while England's got the edge, I think Messi will put Argentina back in the final, and it's going to be a France and Argentina final. I see that from this standpoint only, but again, I would not be shocked if Spain and England make it to the final. Any of these four combinations can easily make it because that's how close the uh, difference is between each of these high caliber teams. And I feel that while it's France and Argentina, never be shocked with any other combination that you're going to see. Any combination in the final, we're going to be in for a treat. But for now, we have these two matches. Enjoy it. I mean, the World Cup is down to literally four matches, right? I mean, we do have the two semifinals, then you got the final, and then I think you got the third and fourth place team. Usually you have it. I've not verified that for this time. But anyway, that's where we are with this match, and looking forward to it. You have the tournament leaders with Mbappe and Messi at eight each. You got Jude Bellingham and Harry Kane with two each. Spain is one of the teams that has a very equal distribution from that standpoint for their goals. But will Yamal score his first goal? Nico Williams and would they be too much to handle? We'll see. I mean, I think there's a lot of things going for them. But with that, it's been wonderful. It's been a pleasure doing this daily recaps and previews. And the World Cup has definitely, for the fans in America who have broken the records, of course, we have 48 games or 48 teams versus 32 teams. But having said that, all the stadiums have been packed. The fans have been phenomenal. And it's been one for the ages. And looking forward to the semifinals and finals. With that, we wrap it up. Thanks again for listening, and maybe Chris and I will come back and do like a quick recap of the semifinal matches. But for now, have a good rest of the day. Good day.